Hi there! Today I'm going to talk about the pelvis. The pelvis is more commonly called the hips and sits at the bottom of your trunk, like a ball or a cup. It is very important to visualize it as it is the center of your gravity, balance and strength, and affects the whole alignment of your body. You must certainly have heard your teacher asking you to keep your hips square. Well, in fact, these are the end of your ilium, the two bony bits you can feel on either sides. Or she may have talked about your sitting bones or your tailbone that you must pull down. Well, those bony parts are very important to a dancer because they help you see on the outside what goes on the inside. So here is my pelvis, and I'm going to show you a few ways you can visualize it so it can help your ballet technique. First, a pea and a ball. So here's the ball, the pelvis, and a little pea at the bottom. And that little pea must stay at the bottom of the ball as much as possible and as often as possible, especially in balance. You can think about a burger too. The top bun would be the bottom of your ribs, and the bottom bun would be the bottom of your iliums, your two hip bones on either side. And obviously inside you would have all the fillings, anything you want, but it has to stay there. Another image is that of a trapezium. So the top part would be again the bottom of your ribs, and the bottom part would be your two hip bones on either side. And that trapezium has to stay the shape of a trapezium, of course. Now your hips can tilt to the side, and in that case my little pea wouldn't be at the bottom of my ball, which is not what we want in pirouettes, for example. It could obviously tilt to the other side, and in that case my trapezium wouldn't be a trapezium anymore. No, we want those hips to stay nice and square. That's what we mean. Also, you want your pelvis to stay upright. I mean by that, your sitting bones should be pointing down towards the floor, and from the waist you should be lifting up towards the back of your neck, lifting your belly button upwards, and then relaxing your rib cage down, creating a long back and a shorter front. Your pelvis can also tilt forward and back. So if you tilt it backwards, your little pea will definitely not be at the bottom of your ball. Something we don't want for pirouettes or grand battement, for example. It can also tilt forward, obviously, and in that case, all the inside of your burger would just fall on the floor. Something we don't want for the demi-plié. Obviously, ballet is about movement and your pelvis will move, but we want to be able to recover to that position upright with the tailbone pointing down, lifted from the waist upwards to the back of your neck, your belly button lifted at the front, and your rib cage relaxed down. Here is the movement of my pelvis again. So it can go backwards, and in that case it pushes my body backwards as well, or forward, and obviously I look like a monkey with my bottom sticking out. We really want to keep that upright, right on top of those feet. And when you stretch our legs, we want to keep that alignment as much as we can. When adding the turnout, your pelvis will want to tilt, creating a bottom sticking out. We want to keep that tailbone down towards your heels, lifting our belly button and keeping that alignment as we stretch our knees, instead of letting go, like so. Let me show you from the front. So I bend my knees, my pelvis is leveled, I open my knees and my bottom starts to stick out. So I have to drop my tailbone, lift my belly button, and then as I stretch, squeeze the back of my legs and keep lifting that belly button up instead of letting go. I'm standing nice and straight, my belly button is lifted, I'm rotating my legs from the top, my pelvis is leveled, and I am now going to pull my legs up to a retiré, keeping the turnout of both legs like discussed in my previous video. If I lift my hip, I lose the control of the turnout. See how important it is to keep your hips leveled. In a relevé, it's even more important. Oh, there you are. I'm completely out of balance. My hip went off the screen. I need to keep my hips leveled as much as I can in a relevé. In a dégagé devant, you can also twist your pelvis. Well, actually, it's your spine or even your supporting leg you're not controlling there. But it shows into the pelvis. Let me show you again. So, dégagé devant, everything is in place, and then I let go of the control and my pelvis is twisting. This is what your teacher may say as keep your hips square. That means keep your pelvis in position. To the back, if I lift my hip, there again, I lose the squareness. So you need to keep your hips to the front as much as you can. Another mistake is not to tilt back into position when you close from the back. Here again. So here's a battement tendu, and here's a coming back nice and straight. Standing nice and lifted, dropping down my tailbone down, rotating both legs. I'm going to do a développé to the back, lifting my foot to retiré and pushing my knee back to engage into the développé. And obviously my pelvis will tilt. But coming down, I'm going to lift my belly button to recover that little P at the bottom of my ball. If I do it wrong, I will lift my leg to retiré, thinking about the développé already and starting it with my pelvis tilt. Coming back, I will forget to tilt my pelvis back again, which was a bit too obvious here. Keeping a good control of your pelvis will allow a good control of your turnout in the rond de jambe. So drop your tailbone down, lift the front, make sure the weight is in front of the ball of your feet, and here we go. Pushing that heel forward, keeping the hips as square as possible as I go around. Obviously they will twist a little bit, but as I come back, I recover that P in a ball. Or my hips are completely loose and I do the rond de jambe with them instead of working out my turnout. Let me show you again. So good control, lovely pointed toe, keep that hip square, push that heel forward, keep it forward as you go around, and then recover that P in a ball as you come back. Or twist that hip, go around with it, and then come back. Another mistake also is to sacrifice the turnout to keep your hip square. Definitely we don't want that. So you have to fight between your hips staying still and your heel facing the front. There you are. I'm really trying to keep that hip and recovering it nice and tall. Or I'm not having any turnout with that working leg, but my hips are still. You want to keep the control of your pelvis in the jump as well. Here it is, and here it's not. See the big difference? You want to keep that P at the bottom of your ball and keep that up and down action. In the turnout, it's exactly the same. Up and down action, or no control. Lift your belly button, drop your tailbone down. Oops, it didn't happen there. Landing on one leg, you also want to keep that pelvis leveled. Here it is with a tilt or a different kind of tilt. And this often happens, ooh, it hurts. This often happens when you don't keep the alignment of your working leg. You need to be aware of the center line of your body. But that's going to be another video. Well, I hope you liked my little video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye!